Hey, greetings, friends. I'm Glenn Thomas, and tonight we're talking about giving more life to drums and other instruments using just automation. How do you do it? How do you make it better? That's what we're talking about tonight. If you're new to the channel, so glad that you're with us. Hit that subscribe button and join our community. We would love to have you. And again, tonight we're talking about more life in your tracks using automation. Let's dive in. All right, so inside Ableton now, what I want to show you tonight is adding a little bit of life to these drums, just a standard 808 core kit from Ableton here. Just using automation, how do we make this feel more realistic using just automation? Now, I am using Ableton Beta, let's see, what version is this now? Ableton Beta 10.1 build 12, but what I'm going to show you does not require you to use the beta of Ableton. So the first thing you want to do is you want to open up, I'm going to do it on my 808 core kit here, open up the actual clip itself, and then go over to the show hide envelope, enable that. Now, the first thing I want to do is I just want to select this whole section here, which is just the two bars that I'm using. And what I'm going to do is I've got, if you see here, I've got my 808 core kit. And actually, I want to go to core kit. There we go. High gain. So that is controlling, if I go back here, that is controlling this knob right here, which is a EQ. And that's what I'm controlling. Now this automation here, based in this clip, is going to respond to what I do. So what I want to do is I want to just kind of bring in accents of stuff. So just kind of dynamically here. And what I'm doing is, because I'm using high EQ, it's almost adjusting the amount of attack, or the amount of effort, if you will, that the drummer, if this was a live drummer, would be putting in to playing. More transient, more attack, just by hitting harder, by hitting like the hi-hat differently. So again, let's take a listen to this, what this does now. So just subtly, let's exaggerate this a little bit, but subtly you can hear that, like, so for this part, it kind of gets dark sounding and then it gets brighter as if the drummer is hitting harder. And so just putting in automation like this is a helpful way to get more life and realism out of your drums and other instruments. Again, this is pretty subtle, but actually it's pretty powerful too, because you can start to listen. So I just accented this hi-hat, I accented this hit here, and I'm just kind of helping things to stand out just by using the high gain EQ on the built-in 808 over here. Pretty cool. So that's the first part of my tip. The second part of the tip does require that you would have Ableton 10.1, and this is one of the things that I've been loving about Ableton 10.1 now, is that they have given you this option, if you right click, to insert automation shapes. This is powerful. And so I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to put in eighth note grid just so I can see eighth notes. And so I'm just going to come in and select 1, insert this sawtooth, Command C, Command V. I'm just going to paste this in. So now we're working again on the high gain of our core kit. Now take a listen to how this sounds. And look what this is doing then. So we come out here and you look at this high gain. So every hit on an eighth note is getting bright, but then the whole thing's dying off. So let's exaggerate that a little bit more so that it's a little bit more apparent. And I'm going to take a larger section here and insert that same sawtooth, Command C, Command V, copy that across. Now when you play it back, you get... You can hear it getting drastically brighter and then darkening up, or getting sharper and then dulling back, which is pretty cool. And the fun part is we're just using this on high gain EQ. So you could really take and say, okay, how about drum bus drive here? So you could really say, okay, how about drum bus drive here? Let's add some grit to this thing. So we'll come back to our track and we're on 808 core kit, and then making sure we're on drum bus drive. Now, let's just use a different shape here, and let's make it, yeah, just about like that. And let's just try a triangle. Command C, Command V. Let's put it in. So we're taking drive up and down in a linear triangle kind of way. And again, we're just changing it subtly, but in a way that's kind of cool. And again, we're doing it in a way that is timed to the beat. So right now, the kicks are dry, The kicks are not driven, but the snares and the claps are driven. So it kind of gives it that thick sound. So cool. And again, this isn't something that you have to have Ableton 10.1 to do. This is just something that you have to be able to take your time, program in some automation on these things, and then find what gives life to your track and apply it. That's all it takes. So hopefully this was a helpful tip for you. If it was, I'd love it if you give me the thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe. We're doing more things like this all the time, and we're just learning together. That's one of the things I love about this kind of community, is that we can be teaching each other things, because I certainly don't know it all, and I certainly have lots to learn, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. What are some things that you have used automation for that aren't your standard automating a vocal or something like that? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear that. And with that, I will see you on the next one.